Welcome to the 14th Annual Nassau BOCES Education Partner Award Celebration, sponsored by the Nassau BOCES Educational Foundation. I'm Dr. John Gangemi, Chairperson of the Nassau BOCES Educational Foundation. Although we'd much rather be with you in person for this gala, as with so many events over the last year, our celebration of the Education Partner honorees is very different as we honor our award winners virtually.
Welcome. I'm Melissa Snyder, Vice Chairperson of the Foundation. Since it was founded 14 years ago, with the help of a truly dedicated board, the Nassau BOCES Educational Foundation has continued to run a series of successful activities. This year, we curtailed those activities and focused on a campaign to raise funds to help students with the shift to remote instruction. We're happy to report the foundation helped donate over $100,000 for this cause. The money purchased 65 Chromebooks and over 200 Target gift cards for students and their families.
Many of you come from districts that also have educational foundations, so you know that a charitable foundation provides opportunities that cannot be covered by a school district budget. Funds raised from our annual gala provide the money for our grants program. Without our in-person gala and largest fundraising event, we were not able to award grants in 2020, but we are so proud of the donation drive Melissa mentioned. We thank all of you who donated and hope you will continue to support the foundation and its work. Thank you to our foundation board members who also make it happen. We're very proud that one of our foundation board members is being honored, Arnold Goldstein. Congratulations to all our honorees, who you all meet shortly. I'd also like to thank our Nassau BOCES Board liaisons, B.A. Schoen and Michael Weineck.
Welcome. I'm Susan Bergtram, the president of the Nassau BOCES Board. On behalf of the board, I would like to take a moment to celebrate the staff, students, and alumni of all of our Nassau BOCES programs. Our staff always makes us proud, but in this pandemic year in particular, their creativity and dedication were even more apparent and appreciated. Dedication is also a word I would use to describe our honorees. Their commitment has inured to the benefit of public education. It gives me great pleasure to express our gratitude to all our education partners. They share our commitment to create safe and caring educational environments where all students can achieve their greatest potential. I want to personally thank you for your support of our students and programs. A special thank you to the members of the Nassau BOCES Educational Foundation. Your generosity of spirit is remarkable and makes a difference in the lives of our children. It is now my pleasure to introduce our Nassau BOCES District Superintendent, Dr. Robert Dillon.
Thank you, Susan. As you know, at Nassau BOCES, we place great emphasis on the value of partnerships. During this challenging year, those partnerships have proven to be more valuable than ever. Partnerships with our school districts, with our government officials, with industry leaders, with parent organizations, and so many others helped us to provide needed services to so many throughout the pandemic. One partnership with the Nassau BOCES Educational Foundation has been invaluable over the years. However, this year, their work on behalf of our students was truly inspirational. Through fundraising efforts, they were able to purchase many resources for our students in need, including laptops and other technology to support their remote learning this past spring. Thanks to the ongoing support of the Nassau BOCES Educational Foundation, we will be able to continue to innovate and provide unique opportunities to our students. We are honoring 15 people and one organization that have all proven that they are innovators as well. Individually and collectively, they've had a powerful impact on public education in this county, and we have all benefited from their efforts. We want to thank them for all that they do. The next section of the award ceremony was created by our communications office and the students in Barry Tech's video production class to give you a glimpse of our honorees.
One of the most exciting things that happened to me was when our vocational program was dying off. they gave us the entire wing to create our own art wing. So we really had 12 welding booths. We turned that into stone carving, welding. We had rooms for printmaking. It was an incredible thing happened there. I was able to combine my passion for history with my own art. So Abraham Lincoln, I draw and sell all over. I'm honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
In the Farmingdale community, there's a tremendous amount of pride. There's a tremendous amount of compassion and love for each other. There's this beautiful sense of community that's just very unique. I think the thing that resonates the most with me are the people and building strong relationships. Starting with the board, building a really strong sense of trust, and transparency with the Board of Education in Farmingdale, to the parents, community members, civic leaders, all of the different support staff members, instructional staff members, the administrators. It takes time, to build those deep levels of relationships. I'm honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
I'm most passionate and excited when I get to work with our great team in Belmore to accomplish the goals that we set to help our students to become leaders and lifelong learners. The team in Belmore is our school board, our administrators, our teachers, non-instructional staff, parents, and students, all creating this dynamic, positive culture for our school district focused on a common vision and mission. I'm extremely proud that all of our schools in Belmore has been recognized as Lighthouse Schools by Franklin Covey Education. What's really gratifying is all the work is centered around helping our students to become good citizens and lifelong learners. I am very proud to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
At East Rockaway, I'm most excited about or proud of our dynamic STEAM program that we started for our elementary students. Also excited that we tripled the number of students from our secondary schools who are able to come here to BOCES. And we're also starting a new partnership with neighboring districts in Northwell Health to improve our mental health options and facilities for students. Equity and excellence really go hand in hand. We believe that all really does mean all, and when we start new initiatives, the goal is to reach as many students as possible, and we've been striving to increase opportunities, and I'm proud to say that I feel we've been successful in doing so. I am honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
I think that everything any individual accomplishes, and I've been very fortunate to be in some, terrific schools and leadership positions, it's something you do with others. Nobody accomplishes anything on their own, and I think that's always important. So I think as a leader, I always felt it was important to support those with whom I worked so that you bring out the best in everybody. I'm honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
What I'm most passionate about in my work has been my ongoing commitment to social justice and equity for marginalized populations, whether it be teaching students who are incarcerated in Los Angeles or here in New York at Rikers Island, really supporting students who sometimes need the most support and sometimes who are forgotten about, really is what I'm most proud of. I think one of the most important things really is that although this award has my name attached to it, it really is all of the amazing staff at CCA and all of Nassau BOCES that really is deserving of the recognition. I am honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
At Freeport, we've had an increase in our graduation rate, which we're very proud of. Also, we haven't had a tax increase in Freeport for the last 5 years. So all of that combined helps us to be able to get the projects that we want going because our voters agree with us. I am a strong advocate for public education and our students. It's all about the students, and I want to get them to their fullest potential so that in the future they will come back and give back to the community as we're trying to do. I am proud to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
At the Children's Museum, we serve more than 30,000 school children annually. And many of those children now are grown up and bringing their own children as visitors. So that's really, really fun to see. And they tell us what an impact it's had on them. And a lot of times it's ignited an interest that's lasted their whole lives up until that point. A couple of my most memorable accomplishments at the Long Island Children's Museum are our Together to Kindergarten program, which operates in Westbury and Uniondale. It's been going on for more than a decade. And then Westbury STEM Project is with the Westbury School District. It serves all first and second graders in the whole district. Also has been going on for more than a decade. We are honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner. Thank you.
I am committed to learning about my students, learning new strategies, techniques to work with my students and to help them reach their goals. At Wisdom Lane, I hope that I have helped my sixth graders become lifelong learners and self-regulated learners as well, that they've learned their strengths and their weaknesses and that they've used the tools that I've provided them to gain independence in the classroom and in the outside world. I am most passionate about making a connection with my students, getting to know them as learners, as people, and helping them learn about themselves. I am honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner. Thank you.
I've been fortunate enough to work with a number of superintendents, other educators, and mental health providers from the community on a mental health initiative that's countywide. So we've been looking at what the need of students are in the area of mental health and substance abuse prevention to develop plans. I've always been interested in helping people and realizing that I look at students' education as developing people, not just academic students. So I've been very passionate for all these years about looking at ways that schools will help students develop as people overall while we're advancing their academic learning. I am very honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
I'm most passionate about helping students embrace their dreams with excitement and to believe in themselves, helping them realize that their life is truly theirs. It's their story to write. I'm very proud of our WINGS program, which is an alternative school that we created at Hicksville in partnership with BOCES. It really is a program that works with our students who have not been successful during the daytime and are finding more success in the evening. It's wonderful seeing a team come together to assist and provide support to our most struggling students. I am proud to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
Well, from a young age, I always felt a strong kinship to performing arts and singing. And I'd say it wasn't until I got accepted to Nassau BOCES Long Island High School for the Arts that it really bloomed, that I was able to be a working person. Performance, I think, is the only place that I've ever felt truly comfortable, that I ever really feel like my genuine self. So Nassau BOCES has given me the platform to work towards what I want to do, and now I officially feel like I'm ready to go and take the next step into wherever life takes me. I am honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
I have a passion for education. I have a passion for my community. I have a passion for my colleagues. It's a completeness, and I've been able to, over 32 years, provide what I think is a benefit to our community. BOCES, it's an opportunity to serve more people. It's an opportunity to serve a wider breadth of educational needs. And it's also an honor to be serving with 8 other people who are senior board members, people who I learned from, people who were my friends and mentors for many, many years. We have an unbelievable staff that make our job easy, and it's just a wonderful place to be. I'm honored to be a Nassau BOCES trustee and an education partner.
I think I'm passionate about the alternative learner and seeing that commitment that they bring to the program. And I'm passionate about being able to provide the service for students to come to a safe environment, a learning environment, and an opportunity for them to be successful. There's a team of people who work at the Adult Learning Center that are really, really terrific. They're a group that's really enthusiastic. They come to work because they love the work. They see the students being happy, and it's just this really wonderful connection. So I love my job and I love my work. I am honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
I feel it's really critical that we prepare leaders for public education, for improving the quality of educational experiences for all students. And I encourage individuals in at-risk school districts to join our doctoral cohort so that they could focus on significant problems within their school districts. We're very successful in having over 70% of those cohort individuals to complete their doctorates. I am honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
When I first started at BOCES, I had been working in private industry, and I really didn't want at that point in time to be constantly thinking about profit, profit, profit. And I thought it was a perfect time for me to get involved in public education, to do something to give back. I always tried to keep the big picture in focus, that we're there for the kids, and that basically no matter what job you do in Nassau BOCES or in public education, that should be the focus, that you have to keep that front and center. And if you keep that in your mind, then it really makes doing the work very easy and enjoyable. I am honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
We hope that this special video tribute to our honorees gave you a sense of the passion and commitment they bring to public education. Thank you, honorees.
Trying times often call for innovation. Since we couldn't present our honorees with their awards at a formal gala, we decided to take our presentations on the road and brought the awards to them. Enjoy this video of these presentations and hear from the Nassau BOCES board about why these honorees were selected.
Dan Christoffel is an internationally celebrated artist and educator. He was recently named a University Professor of Art at Long Island University and has served as an arts educator in a number of Nassau County school districts. Dan holds a place of distinction on the Artists Registry at the National September 11th Memorial Museum, and 2 of his sculptures commemorating 9/11 can be viewed on the museum's website. He has served as the president of the Long Island Art Teachers Association, guest lecturer at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, curator of the Partnership for Cultural Development, and a board member for the Art League of Long Island. Dan earned the Long Island Supervisors Lifetime Achievement Award from Adelphi University and was named Teacher of the Year by the Long Island Art Teachers Association, the Parent Teacher Student Association, the Kiwanis Club, and the Belmore Merrick School District. He earned the People Who Have Made a Difference Award as a member of the Calhoun High School Hall of Fame in Belmore Merrick, and is a recipient of the Omicron Delta Kappa National Honor Society Award. We applaud and thank you, Dan Christoffel, for your powerful impact on the arts and education. We are honored to name you a Nassau BOCES education partner. Congratulations.
Paul Defendini comes from a family of committed Farmingdale educators. He worked his way through college as a cleaner in Farmingdale schools and made his way up the ranks in a number of administrative roles to become superintendent. Paul's leadership is applauded throughout Farmingdale schools. He is the driving force behind the recently completed middle school athletic field complex and the district's new Thought Exchange digital communications platform. Paul earned the prestigious Jenkins Award from the Farmingdale Council of PTAs and holds a distinguished place on the Farmingdale Wall of Fame. He is an effective leader outside of the district as well, serving as president of the Nassau Association of School Business Officials and an assistant lacrosse coach for the Police Athletic League and a Cub Scout leader. Thank you, Paul Defendini, for your commitment to the students of Farmingdale. We are honored to name you a Nassau BOCES education partner. Congratulations.
Dr. Joseph Famulairo's holistic approach to education has led the Belmore School District to national recognition for educational excellence and leadership. Belmore is the first district in the state and the second in the country to earn distinction as a Lighthouse District for Leadership by Franklin Covey. Joseph has served the Nassau County Council of School Superintendents as president executive, board member, treasurer, and quadrant leader. He spearheaded the formation of the Long Island Coalition of School Superintendents, which promotes greater collaboration between Nassau and Suffolk County school leaders to better support all Long Island students. Joseph serves the New York State Council of School Superintendents as a member of the House of Delegates and co-chairperson of the Legislative Committee, advocating for appropriate government support for a variety of critical initiatives affecting students throughout the state. He has worked directly with the New York State Commissioner of Education to improve communication and collaboration among educators throughout the state on critical issues that affect best practices in education. Dr. Joseph Famularo, we thank you for all you have done for education in Nassau County, across Long Island, and throughout the state. We are honored to name you a Nassau BOCES Education Partner. Congratulations.
Keith Gamach has served the East Rockaway Board of Education as trustee, vice president, and president. Under his leadership, the number of students participating in career and technical education programs has increased by 200%, and the district's STEAM program has expanded to the elementary level. During Keith's tenure, the Advanced Placement program has expanded, and the number of students earning top scores on the AP exams has increased. College-level courses have been added to the curriculum, and extracurricular and athletic opportunities have increased for all students at all levels. Keith represents East Rockaway as a delegate to the New York State School Boards Association on critical issues like education reform and the impact of high-stakes testing on teaching and learning. Drawing on his roots as an original member of the district's Facilities Committee, Keith helped to pass a bond referendum that funded improvements throughout the district, including bringing a running track back to the campus after more than a decade of being without one. Keith Gamach, we congratulate you on all you have given to the students of East Rockaway and are honored to name you as a Nassau BOCES Education Partner. Congratulations.
Arnold Goldstein has served more than 40 years as an administrator and educational leader. As superintendent of North Belmore, he guided the district through the economic challenges of a recession. As principal of Jericho High School, he restructured the science research program, established a school integrity committee, and introduced new courses to the curriculum. Arnold met with former New York State Commissioner of Education, Richard P. Mills, to discuss the state educational standards and served on the Deputy Chancellor's Consultation Committee. He was appointed chairperson of the New York City Task Force on Global Studies, was selected for the National Executive Service Corps Leadership Seminar, and was named Queen's Supervisor of the Year. Arnold currently serves as a mentor for the New York City School System's Educational Leadership Institute, delivering professional development to help improve administrative instructional practices. As a board member of the Nassau BOCES Educational Foundation, he has helped to secure grants for Nassau BOCES programs. Most recently, the foundation made a special collection for students in need of tablets for remote instruction. We salute you, Arnold Goldstein, for your tremendous contributions to education. We are honored to name you a Nassau BOCES Education Partner. Congratulations.
Dr. Christopher Koralchuk began his career as an educator in the most challenging classroom imaginable, our nation's correctional system. From there, he went to New York City schools before coming to the Nassau BOCES Center for Community Adjustment, CCA. As principal at CCA, he has improved the curriculum, implemented a school-wide behavior plan, and created a sense of community within the school. Chris launched a monthly award ceremony at CCA, recognizing students who are meeting overall expectations while achieving their own personal goals. He increased parental involvement through family events like Pasta Night and the Arts and Music Gala. As CCA principal, Chris developed collaborative relationships with local colleges, enabling students to take college-level courses through Farmingdale State and Nassau Community Colleges. CCA currently enjoys the highest graduation rates in its history, with students earning both Regents and Advanced Regents diplomas. One parent expressed CCA's vital impact on its students in an email to Chris. My child blossomed at CCA and was able to put himself on a path toward success. We commend you, Dr. Christopher Kowalczyk, for all your efforts on behalf of Nassau BOCES. We are honored to name you as an Education Partner Award honoree. Congratulations.
Vilma Lancaster has always been responsive to the needs of the community. She has served on the Board Policy Committee, Community Outreach Committee, Freeport Cares, and Latino community leaders. Vilma supports legislation that addresses the struggles of immigrant and refugee families and has lobbied on behalf of the minority students at the local and state levels. She has been instrumental in the Freeport Board's submission of several resolutions to the New York State School Boards Association demanding equitable funding and supportive legislation for minority students. Vilma has influenced the board to enhance staffing, build academic programs and services, and improve student resources while reducing the tax levy. She has helped to increase advanced placement and dual enrollment classes while adding necessary support programs for students who need it, including English language learners and at-risk students. Vilma has been honored for her efforts by the Village of Freeport, SCOPE, and the Freeport Rotary Club. She has also earned the prestigious PTA Founders Day Honorary Lifetime Membership Award. As someone who has had the pleasure to know Vilma over the years, I can attest to the fact that she is a consummate board member who lives the mantra of lifelong learning. We salute you, Vilma Lancaster, for your commitment and contributions to the Freeport community. We are honored to name you a Nassau BOCES Education Partner. Congratulations.
The Long Island Children's Museum provides experimental learning opportunities in science, technology, engineering, and math, while supporting English language arts skills such as reading, writing, listening, and speaking. The museum regularly presents new exhibits for students to explore while developing long-term relationships with schools and families throughout the community. Museum staff work with educators to create a learning environment that's beneficial to all students in all disciplines. They are lifelong learners who transform their professional experiences into learning opportunities. For example, Program Director Claire Flynn was selected as a Lindblad Expeditions and National Geographic Grosvenor Teacher Fellow, allowing her to travel to Antarctica and participate in hands-on field experiences. She's used these experiences to develop classroom curriculum and public programming that encourages students and visitors to embrace the explorer mentality. Through the STEM partnership with Westbury School District, the museum's project team helped to coordinate program content with Westbury's Next Generation Science Standards. Using specialized events and materials, the museum encourages the role of parents and families as first teachers and co-learners. We thank the Long Island Children's Museum and its director, Suzanne LeBlanc, and its board for all it has done for education in Nassau County and across Long Island. We are honored to name the Long Island Children's Museum as a Nassau BOCES Education Partner. Congratulations.
Andrea Mortellaro is a devoted advocate for students with special needs. Her innovative instructional strategies help them to meet significant social, emotional, and academic challenges. Her collaborative approach has made her classroom a model for other educators to follow. Andrea was invited to deliver a workshop on successful reading strategies at a Long Island Language Arts Council conference. The workshop was so well received that she was invited to present it at Western Suffolk BOCES ELA Coordinators Network Spotlight on Best Practices in ELA. Andrea crafts individualized lessons for each student based on their unique academic needs, utilizing all available resources from whiteboards and digital video to student partnering and dictation. Her unique ability to help her students develop a variety of coping skills has met with tremendous success. I am thankful every day for Ms. Mortellaro, said one of her students, who faced significant social challenges due to his autism. That young man graduated and is currently attending college, where he is preparing for a career in education. Andrea Mortellaro, we thank you for all you do for your students and are honored to name you a Nassau BOCES Education Partner. Congratulations.
Dr. Dominic Palmer has made it his mission to ensure that every student has a champion, someone they can rely on and trust, who will never give up on them, and who insists that they become the best that they can be. In this effort, he has enlisted not only educators, but the community as a whole. Dominic created the district-wide Mental Health and Social Emotional Learning Committee. He also employed a school counselor to conduct staff training, work with families, and support the students' mental health. As co-chair of the Nassau County Superintendent's Mental Health Committee, Dominic supports mental health efforts in all 56 school districts. He established the county-wide Strategic Planning Committee, which brings together trained professionals from multiple community agencies to manage mental health and substance abuse problems. Dominic helped to organize the Nassau BOCES Mental Health Consortium, a group of professionals who design and deliver workshops on mental health and substance abuse, as well as provide resources to local school districts. He has worked at the national and state levels in support of students' mental and emotional well-being. Dr. Dominic Palmer, we thank you for all you have done for education in Nassau County, across Long Island, and throughout the state. We are honored to name you a Nassau BOCES Education Partner. Congratulations.
Child advocate Efima Rafalides, Effie, is an effective educator who has helped design several critical programs to meet the needs of each and every Hicksville student. She helped to develop Hicksville's Parent-Student University, which connects the parents of English language learners with what is happening in their schools and helps them to navigate critical challenges, such as earning citizenship and navigating the college admissions process. She spearheaded the creation of WINGS, an after-school program that helps at-risk students become more successful, and oversees the Nassau BOCES Twilight High School program in her district, a program that empowers students to achieve traditional Regents-based high school diplomas or equivalency diplomas. Effie created the Hicksville Peer Mentoring Academy, providing high school mentors and tutors to middle school students who are struggling academically and would benefit from connecting to an older peer. She worked with counselors and administrators to bring the web-based cross-curricular career exploration program, Naviance, to Hicksville. Under her supervision, counselors and teachers collaborate on lessons that match students' college and career interests with their critical academic skills, such as reading and writing. We thank you, Effie Rafalides, for your commitment and impact on your students. We are honored to name you a Nassau BOCES Education Partner. Congratulations.
Long Island High School for the Arts graduate Cassidy Reeder is a gifted singer, whose impressive vocal talents led to an invitation to perform the national anthem at the 2019 televised 9/11 memorial ceremony. She was chosen as a soloist for the Tony Bennett Exploring the Arts Gala, as well as the dedication ceremony for the Rosalind Joel Conservatory for Music and Theater, where she performed for legendary pop icon Billy Joel, where a building at the Long Island High School for the Arts, known as LISA, was dedicated in honor of the Long Island native's mother. Cassidy was elected vice president of the Long Island High School for the Arts chapter of the National Tri-M Music Honor Society and has attended the Juilliard pre-college program for the past 3 years. She performed in an original play by critically acclaimed award-winning playwright Michael Testa. Cassidy has served as a mentor, a role model, and all-around positive influence. She was an active participant in LISA's dance collaborative with the Rosemary Kennedy School for students with developmental disabilities. She devoted her talent and leadership skills to the members of the Children's Orchestra Society, helping them to prepare for a special performance. On a personal note, having witnessed innumerable performances that Cassidy gave and reflecting on the many interactions I had with her, she was always giving, upbeat, and inspiring. I smiled every time I was with her. She is a very special young woman. Thank you, Cassidy Rita, for all you do for your community and for sharing your talents in the arts. We are honored to name you a Nassau BOCES education partner. Congratulations. Eric Schultz is not only a colleague, but someone I consider a friend. Aside from serving on the Nassau BOCES board together, we drove to Nassau-Suffolk School Board Association meetings together with nonstop conversation and knew each other when we both served on our local boards. He is a most passionate champion for the students of Nassau BOCES and Nassau County. In his tenure on the Nassau BOCES board, Eric Schultz has served as a staunch advocate for education, fully invested in the agency's vision of changing the lives and shaping the future of students throughout Long Island. Eric has procured funding for the Long Island High School for the Arts through grants and donations, helped to expand internships and other work-related experiences for career and technical education students, and worked tirelessly on behalf of students with special needs. Eric has advised efficient spending, working to ease the burden on taxpayers while providing the necessary resources to support education. He has sought outside funding for educational initiatives and supported the cost-effective purchasing of facilities over renting. Mr. Schultz has lobbied in support of public education on Long Island at the local, state, and federal levels, meeting with government officials and New York State Education Department representatives to advocate for a variety of critical initiatives. He has been on committees of the New York State School Boards Association, as well as serving on the executive committee of the Nassau-Suffolk School Boards Association, and was named a distinguished school board member by both SCOPE and Nassau-Suffolk School Boards Association. We applaud you, Eric, for all your efforts on behalf of Nassau BOCES. We are honored to name you a Nassau BOCES education partner. Congratulations.
30-year veteran educator Patrick Silvestri has developed a reputation for getting the job done and is as ready to mop a classroom floor as he is to work through the issues of an academic program. He sees his students as individuals with complex needs and is always available to listen and lend advice. He counsels with patience and understanding. Patrick is willing to help with every facet of a situation, from creating a plan for academic success to navigating difficult life circumstances. Under Patrick's supervision, programs at the Nassau BOCES Adult Learning Center, ALC, have become increasingly successful. Student enrollment is up and course offerings have expanded to accommodate that increased enrollment. He has implemented leading-edge teaching technology at the center, including internet-based instruction and smart boards in every classroom. Patrick initiated a gardening project at ALC, bringing students together to cultivate a garden. They took home plants of their own and eventually brought back the literal fruits of their labor to share with the school community. This project became a symbol of the nurturing, caring environment Patrick fosters at the Adult Learning Center. We commend you, Patrick Silvestri, for all of your efforts on behalf of Nassau BOCES. We are honored to name you a Nassau BOCES Education Partner. Congratulations.
Dr. Eustace Thompson is a celebrated educational leader who has served with distinction for nearly 40 years in urban and suburban public schools. He has held a number of leadership roles, including assistant principal, assistant superintendent, and superintendent, and served as a mentor to a variety of educational leaders. He has served as executive vice president of the Long Island Council of Administrators and Supervisors, and as a representative on the Instructional TV Service Committee of Channel 13 and WLIW Channel 21, a certified international curriculum auditor. He has served on more than 15 national audit teams, a tenured professor at Hofstra University. Eustace has served the college as chairperson and director and is the founder of Hofstra's doctoral cohort program, designed to prepare school leaders to reverse the decline in failing school districts and restore them to academic success. To date, more than 50% of the cohort's candidates have earned doctorates. The cohort itself was the subject of an article in Educational Leadership and Policy Journal, as well as a presentation at the University Council of Educational Administration's annual conference. Thank you, Dr. Eustace Thompson, for your contribution and commitment to the future of education. Congratulations.
As the Associate Superintendent for Business, James Widmer has been the right-hand man to the Nassau BOCES District Superintendent, as well as a mentor to guide his colleagues in the backbone of the Business Services Department. James oversees the entire agency budget and is responsible for ensuring that it is fiscally stable by guarding against waste and streamlining procedures as to be efficient and cost-effective as possible. He has a host of diverse responsibilities, including resolving human resource issues and negotiating contracts, to working with attorneys and conducting supervisory meetings. James has saved Nassau County's local school districts and our taxpayers a great deal of money through a variety of innovative initiatives. By eliminating borrowing through costly revenue anticipation notes, he has helped to save nearly $150,000 annually. He has spearheaded the effort to refinance dormitory authority bonds, resulting in a savings of nearly $2 million. Over the years, James has played a critical role in helping the board realize one of its long-term goals, the purchase of facilities rather than maintaining long-term and costly leases. He has been a driving force behind the success of the referendums required to permit the purchases, saving the agency and our component districts more than $2.3 million. James, we salute you and thank you for all that you've done on behalf of Nassau BOCES and your invaluable professionalism and dedication. On behalf of my colleagues, we are honored to name you a Nassau BOCES Educational Partner. Congratulations.
As you can imagine, putting together this awards program, even virtually, is no small task. I've thanked the Foundation Board, and I'd like to thank the Nassau BOCES Board for their support and dedication. I'd also like to take a moment to thank Nassau BOCES Communications Office team, who help coordinate every aspect of this event each year, virtual or in person, and make it a wonderful experience for our honorees. Our thanks especially to our gold sponsors, Ingerman Smith and Scope Education Services. We would also like to thank our bronze sponsor, BBS Architects and Engineers, and patron sponsor, School Construction Consultants. We also thank Hawkins, Delafield and Wood, the Nassau BOCES Extended Cabinet, and Ed Amon for their continued support. It is greatly appreciated.
Thank you to all our honorees and congratulations again. We hope to have our annual golf outing this summer. More details to come. Hopefully, we'll see all of you in person at our gala in 2022. Nominations for those awards will be open in September. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and be well.